everyone, it's your lovely Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal chart analysis, and today I'll be doing one on P. Diddy. I'll be speaking on his personality traits, his characteristic traits based off of his natal chart analysis, and I will be talking about how a lot of his placements in the unevolved way will make the life that he has what he is. So please stay tuned for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then please make sure you've hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Please make sure you hit that like button and that share button because I know you guys will love this video. Please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, your enemies, anyone who loves P. Diddy or loves his content. Now let's get right into the video, lovelies. P. Diddy was born on November 4th, 1969, so this qualifies him to be a Scorpio. And with this placement, he's someone who's very private, secretive, and he's someone who has subjects that are near and dear to his heart. He is someone who's also that is very intuitive because he's someone that is a water sign. He's someone who's a fixed sign, which also makes it very difficult for him to change his mind and difficult for him to do things that are very much not what he wants to do. Also, with this placement in the unevolved state, he is someone who will get his get back regardless of how he feels. If he's mistreated, he will get his get back. Up next would be his moon in Virgo. Now this placement is someone who struggles a lot with perfectionism and self-criticism. He has high standards for himself and also other people. With this placement, he's someone who tends to not be too emotional, but he's more on the analytical side of things. He's someone who may be very much a humble giver, very detail-oriented, practical, analytical, reliable, reserved, also small-minded. However, with this placement, he's also someone who can think of different things that he can do to also maybe make someone's life not the best. He may be able to use his analyticalness to do things to others to possibly not get caught and do things that can really manipulate others in the way of his speech and the way that he's able to verbalize things. Up next is his Scorpio and Mercury, and with this placement, he is someone who has a speech that does sound harsh, candid, and at times aggressive too. And if you have listened to him speak, this is something that is very common with him. He does have like a speech that can be harsh, especially when he's upset, and he can be very candid at times though. He is also someone who is very much smart. He is always thinking 10 steps ahead of you. He's a natural born investigator. He's fascinated with secrets and mysteries. He's someone who is able to answer any questions of any kind. He can be overpowering, and he's someone who has a sense of humor towards sarcasm and irony. He's someone who may not know how to deal with explosions and hassles that occurs when his true feelings are shown. So this is something that is very much common with his placement on the unevolved side. Up next is his Venus in Libra. With this placement, he's someone who loves finding harmony and balance in his relationships. He's someone who's very charming, very sociable, very elegant, very artistic, and he's someone who's very balanced. He's someone who has very polished manners and can seem superficial sometimes. He may be gentle and may be easily offended. He does his best to keep the peace and treat others fairly. He tends to choose the middle ground. He is someone who's going to fall in love easily. He's very sociable, friendly. He is someone who has good advice. He's someone who may be very much romantic. He's the happiest when he is in a relationship. And with this placement, he may be someone who is going to do everything in moderation and he's the aesthetic type of person. Up next would be his Mars in Capricorn. So with this placement, it's a great placement. He has a few great placements like the Venus in Libra and this Mars in Capricorn. With this placement, he is someone who is going to work as hard as he needs to in order to acquire wealth, success, and power. And he has been able to do this in the best way possible. However, this placement, if unevolved, are also the types of people who will do things in a way that will probably kick someone underneath them to get to where he is. And based on a lot of allegations, allegedly he has done this, because Mars and Capricorn, regardless, they're going to accomplish their dreams regardless of what it takes. Depending on whether they're evolved or unevolved is the route that they will take to become successful, to get that wealth, and to get that power. So it just depends on who the person is with this placement. He's someone who has a Jupiter in Libra, so this brings a natural tendency to find luck when approaching the world from a fair and balanced perspective. He's someone who is drawn to partnerships and find fortune blessings with union. And this is something that is very common with him. He is someone who loves partnerships. He's partnered with a lot of people, and he is someone who has had a lot of partnerships with people, and sometimes they have not ended out in the right way. He's someone who has the ability to listen to both sides of the situation, and he tries his best to make the correct decisions based off of that. He's someone who can be indecisive, and he kind of is like that when it comes to making up his own mind, but I feel like the Scorpio placements really help a lot in balancing that. He's someone who is very expansive and love expensive things, and that's something that he works hard for. Up next would be his Saturn in Taurus. So with this placement, he's someone who is overly cautious with money matters. He's someone who can only spend what he actually needs to spend. He's very disciplined and patient and has the ability to endure the harsh reality of life. He is someone who's going to work hard for his success. He's also someone who is very dependable and responsible with his money, even though at times, like in the court documents I saw, he does spend a lot of money. So he may be someone who uses his money in a way that he feels like it's right to use his money in. But yeah, with this placement, he's someone who is going to work hard in order to make the money that he has, and in order for him to supremely feel comfortable and have stability. He's someone who is scared of losing it, so he'll do anything in order to keep it. Up next is his Uranus in Libra. With this placement, he is someone who is talented musically, artistically, or in literature. If you do listen to his music, he does have talent. And he's also someone who is able to search out talent as well. He's very much musically talented with himself and with getting people who are musically talented as well. He's someone who's also very artistic. He has a lot of artistic talent that really benefits him, and he's very great at that. And he's also someone who is very much about his personality, color, and area of expertise. He's also someone who is always coming up with new ideas to look at things in a different way. He's also someone who, which we see that with him changing his name from time to time. He's someone who is very different in regards to relationships, and you do see him in different relationships and how he interacts. Up next would be his new Neptune in Scorpio, and with this placement, he is concerned with the deepest, most hidden dimensions of honesty, truth, and intimacy. He's someone who wants to reveal the truth to others, where he can have more meaningful moments in relationships as well. He's also someone who is always able to look at things on a deeper lens. He's someone who's extremely interested in anything deep and mysterious. He's someone who is going to study things about healing, psychology, and he is the type of person who would experiment with different substances in order for him to be pushed to the understanding that he really wants. Also, this is his third placement in Scorpio, so this qualifies him to be a Scorpio stellium, so a lot of the traits he has is very much Scorpio based. And another one is that he has a Libra stellium as well, so he has a lot of Libra energy in himself, which a lot of people do see, which is very much positive, but sometimes we do see the unevolved side of these placements with him at times. But up next is his Pluto in Virgo. He was born between 1957 and 1972, so he's someone who's very obsessed with details, and he's someone who's very much going to thrive on technical work that requires the focus and the opportunities to attain perfection. He's someone who is Gen X, and he's all about being perfect. And he does have a down-to-earth attitude at times. He is very hardworking, self-improving, and skilled. He's all about environmental things, technology, and he's someone who is going to really help others to help them in their status. Up next would be his North Node in Pisces. With this placement, he is someone who will need to develop these attributes in order for him to really get those hidden gifts and talents that he needs. With this placement, he's going to need to be non-judgmental, compassionate, surrendering anxiety to his higher power, freeing the mind through meditation and self-reflection, focusing on the spiritual pathway, trusting in positive outcomes, acknowledging connections with the universe, and welcoming change, which he has that pretty down. He needs to accept the truth of the unknown, learn the way of the healer, help others heal their pain, connect with his inner faith, pursue life with intuition, learn that not everything can be explained through logic, focus his energies on serving without judgment, finding comfort in the ability to heal and inspire others, surround himself with people who won't take his kindness for granted. Up next would be his Chiron in Aries. So this is the last placement I have for him, but this is a very difficult placement to have because it's basically the wound of self. With this placement, he's someone who is going to have a lot of issues with his self-confidence and self-assurance. He's someone who may lack a sense of self or feel like he doesn't belong anywhere. This is a wound that he may have, and that might be difficult for him. He's also someone who tends to be very critical towards himself, not believing in himself, comparing himself to others, and being self-engrossed. One way of really healing this is by knowing that he does have worth, moving forward with loving himself, accepting that everyone is different, including himself, acknowledging his strengths and weaknesses, and working on his weaknesses to not hurt other people with the weaknesses that he has. That's all I have for you lovelies today regarding P. Diddy's natal chart analysis. Please let me know down below how you felt about it. Did you learn more about him through his placements? And were you able to get a difference about how the unevolved placements and the evolved placements really work? Please also let me know down below who else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, as well as that like button and that share button. Last but not least, please make sure you are following me on all of my social media accounts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye lovelies.